Alrighty. Okay, I've been checking on the drive reversal punishes. The thing about these wake up drive reversal punishes and stuff is that at a bare minimum, even if you're point blank, there is a certain level of pushback that you're going to expect. So, like, let's say theoretically, if you were point blank with Luke, you could get punish counter, crouch strong, and a crouch fierce. However, there's no way for that to be possible because of the slight pushback at bare minimum. So he can't link that, he has to do something else. And then, obviously, the punishes that you're going to get on it are different depending on distance, if your 6-framers aren't reaching anymore, etc. So yeah, I went through the cast, pull this up, went through the cast, sort of did common sense measurements in mid-screen based on basic factors over how much damage they were likely to yield, different amounts of drive gauge spent at different distances, punishing, drive, reversal, to overall see which of them was better or worse at punishing drive reversal as a defensive mechanic. Luke, as expected, is, okay, so default, let's say that you're point blank or as close to point blank as possible. You can punish with a forward throw. That'll be about 2,000 damage on punish counter. So that's like the basis. And any character that can't do 2,000 damage or more is probably not very good, at least meterlessly, probably not very good at punishing this. Luke, kind of a weird character because his meterless damage is really bad when he's not landing like a jump in or something. His meterless damage kind of sucks if it's just like basic punishes. He needs to drive rush cancel everything, and then he gets huge damage. But obviously in this season his damage significantly nerfed this time, so right. So it comes out to crouch medium punch. This is the thing that he can get probably most of the time. So these two are the things that he can get most consistently, and they are less than 2,000 damage. So, like, the closest thing that he can get, he can't get two of those in a row, so the best thing that he can hope for is that, which is already it has more corner carry, but in many ways it's already just worse than just punishing with a throw. So, meterlessly, not very good, except his throw range also sucks. So, that's what he's got. Not great. Then, when we go up to actually spending meter, his drive rush route, so long as he's still in range for crouch strong, which is his furthest 6-frame punish tool, he would pump out about this much damage in mid-screen. It would be less damage in the corner, because he doesn't get the full charge medium punch knuckle routes in the corner. So that would be less damage at or near the corner. And thanks to the buffs, and also thanks to the nerfs as well, to some of his drive rush buttons and drive rush cancels and stuff, EX Knuckle into the follow-up is now pretty regularly his highest damage option for 3-bar combos. So that is also true in this case. So if he were to punish with crouch strong, crouch medium kick, EX Knuckle, follow-up, etc., that would be more than 3,000 damage. That would be his highest with 3 bars. So overall, not like his meterless punishes pretty weak on this. With meter, he has strong combos, but not the strongest punishes, etc. But their utility in terms of corner carry, so long as he just gets a basic drive rush combo. Other than that, all the utility of his combos is very strong. Very, very strong corner carry, super gain, etc. Consistent Oki. For Jamie, his damage scaling changes on each drink level, and some of his other options change, etc. But yeah, he gets Stand Fierce if he's close enough for the first hit of Stand Heavy Punch to connect. Then he gets that by default at level 0. Then at drink level 1, he would get that off of Stand Fierce. So at that point, that's already more than a forward throw punish counter. And you still get no, light punch DP. You get Oki off of this, etc. And then he has, right. And then, you know, his fucking furthest 6-framer into drive rush route is the thing that Jamie players don't do very often for some reason, even though it is his most optimal mid-screen combo, which is the jump heavy kick route. Anyway, so yeah, that's about what he would do. Manon has an extremely far standing light kick, so she can punish the drive reversal on block or on wake up from very, 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 very far, max range, etc., except at like the tail end of the extended personal hurt box of crouch blocking. And obviously, all of the grapplers that have like normal 5-frame command grabs are all quite strong at punishing this. At the lowest metal, she would do 2300 damage with metal level 1 heavy command grab. Of course, she doesn't have the same luxury that Lily or Zangief does, where they can do their farthest range command grab at the same speed. So she has to be in range specifically for heavy, otherwise she has to do stand light kick, and she doesn't have a 6-frame medium button. Or good specials to convert off of punish counter, stand light kick, etc. So those options are kind of weak, relatively speaking. Kimberly, very strong options. Meterless options, one of the highest in the game in terms of meterless 6-frame punish. And with that, that's just off of EX. So that's like only spending about like 1.6 bars of drive gauge instead of 3 bars of drive gauge. And you get more damage than Luke does. So very strong 6-frame punishes for Kimberly. Marisa is pretty bad at this overall, has pretty mediocre routes because she has to rely on a light into a medium, and her only light that goes into a medium like that is crouching light punch, or she could do the stand light punch target combo, which at the max ranges that it can still hit from, it doesn't combo into fucking her back, the combo thing. I don't remember what the name of it is. That'll whiff. That and the EX version, the medium version and the EX version will whiff on that target combo when you use it at those ranges, so kind of shit. But Marisa's standing light kick will reach, so she can do light kick, drive, rush, etc., but whack damage for the resources you're spending. But it is possible to punish, which most characters do not have 6-framers that reach the full distance. Lily and Zangief, the most consistent, the most basic, fucking straightforward. You just SPD them, and it's free epic damage. JP, pretty bad at this. Again, doesn't have 6-frame mediums. Has to do stand jab into stand medium kick, etc., and does pretty low damage for these options. He would get more flexibility. Any characters with like installs and stuff, he gets more flexibility in just the ability to open the opponent up if he has level 2. That's more valuable than just the damage he would get from one combo, but, you know, not the best. Jury, pretty consistently strong, especially with stocks. Stand medium punch, which she doesn't have to be that close for it to still reach. Pretty solid 25-50 damage outputting from a basic mid-screen combo at a 6-frame punish. With one stock, it goes up significantly, etc. And then if she's outside of the range of stand medium punch, she can do crouch medium punch, and then she doesn't have anything that reaches much farther distance than that. But yes, I didn't even put drive rush options here because I forgot. DJ, fortunate soul that still, even though they nerfed it, his up kicks are still one of the farthest 6-frame attacks in the game. So he can do heavy flash kick and it'll always reach as a punish. And he can do crouch strong 2 or 1 depending on distance, etc. Pretty solid, decent. Not the strongest, but decent, pretty good. Cammy, pretty strong. 25-50 meterless damage, and then pumping it up to 3,300 for, what was Kimberly's at? Yeah, 30 for EX, so comparable relative to resources spent. Very strong. You have Ryu. I think I forgot to do, like, basic drive gauge routes, because I did, like, Denjin stuff, but I forgot to just do, oh, drive rush cancels, whatever. His damage consistently very high on these punishes. Stand Light Kick does not quite reach the full distance, but, and the damage that Ryu gets is significantly lower if he's not, in range for, like, Stand Strong, Stand Fierce, etc. But, yes, overall, I would say Ryu pretty good at punishing this heavily. In terms of damage, obviously his combos still don't have very much corner carry. Honda, pretty bad at this, I gotta say. Pretty weak. He's just, like, 6 frames is not a happy place for him. So the fact that this universal mechanic is -6, not great for him. Blanca also is, like one of the only weak points of Blanca as a character is that he's specifically not bad at these, like, punishes that are below punish, counter, stand, roundhouse. So, yeah, also not the best. But when he's in the corner, especially if he has, like, a plushie out or something, he can at least make that work. Circumstantially, he could get a lot more value, but just normal circumstance in mid-screen, pretty weak punishes. Guile kind of depends on specific ranges and resources, etc. His light flash kick almost reaches complete max range. Probably pretty reliable, even if you're questioning the range on it. One of the farthest 5-frame actions in the game. Ken, really strong punishes. His are also a bit range-based, because at max range, his stand light kick is not the most amazing, but when he's up close, he does solid damage, meterlessly and with drive gauge. Chun, pretty solid damage because she still has that thing where punish, counter, crouch, strong will go into the medium kick off of Serenity Stance, which is always gives her strong options. So she can get her, like, pretty strong meterless damage from fairly far away from the opponent, which not a lot of other characters, even ones with strong 6-frame punishes like Ryu, can't necessarily do. And she can spend meter liberally to drastically increase the damage output. Zangief, solid, best in the game at punishing drive reversal now. SPD, light SPD always reaches, and his damage options are just the most absurd. Dalsum, terrible at this. Absolutely fucking terrible at this. Embarrassing. He's probably the worst in the game. Ed? No, Dalsum is worse. Yeah, he's bad. He does not hit his, like, crouching light punch is the farthest button under 6 frames that he has, and it does not go that far compared to other 5-framers and 6-framers in the game. And his damage options and conversion options are all very weak, very spacing dependent, very limited. Rashid, pretty strong, pretty solid, but his stand medium punch doesn't reach the full distance. It reaches farther than you would visually think it does, but, yeah, I don't know, pretty solid, but might struggle at max range. Aki, very solid, etc. I don't know all the new juggle routes and things, so I don't know all the fancy combos and exactly how optimal those are. I'm imagining she's very good at punishing drive reversal now. She probably always was, but now that it's -6 instead of -8 and less pushback, it skews it more in favor of characters with really strong 6-framers that go into good punish counter routes, which Aki is very built for. Ed, again, has to start with a light, so pretty weak. I should have put almost for hit. Well, yeah. His standing light punch almost reaches max range for it. If he does drive rush, or if he goes into, like, EX route into level 2, he can still pump out completely respectable damage, but other than that, he will kind of struggle relative to other characters. Akuma, kind of range dependent, and also most of his punish routes would get much stronger if he's pretty close to the corner, because there's a lot of things he can go into, like the H or the EX, Valley, what the fuck is the name of his quarterback move? Something Flame? Whatever. But yes, he's pretty okay at this. And his standing light kick reaches a lot farther than even I thought it did. I was surprised consistently when I was testing it at how far his stand short goes. So that's overall what it appears to be. So the balance of, now that this is a universal mechanic, this is essentially every single character has a much safer version of Ed's DP, but that does no damage. So, pretty solid, pretty important for characters that did not have DPs before. Even for characters that do have DP. Cammy, for instance, now has a DP that doesn't force her to side switch and gives her better Oki than her current DP does. Which is useful. And, yeah. Other than that, I think that this change of giving every character kind of a wake-up DP, but only specifically on wake-up and not something they can freely do all the time, will make safe jumps even more important in this game than they already were. Just to remove that one defensive option, so that could skew the balance of which characters are strong or not. But overall, I think that the characters that previously didn't have good defense, that now have better defensive options, are greatly improved by this system level change, and the characters that are really good at punishing it, like Lily, Zangief, Kimberly, etc., will be much happier than characters that will find themselves consistently in positions where the opponent liberally uses this DP-esque move on Wake Up, and their character is just not very good at punishing it heavily. That could kind of drag for some characters long term. I could see that being an issue for a Dhalsim or whatever. So, yeah, those are my findings, my thoughts on Wake Up Drive Reversal. Yep.